Hey everyone, I got some suggestions of the next video to be made, and one gentleman asked if it could show how to set up rescue. And I'm going to go through that and show you the steps that's all involved in setting up rescue. It's something that it's not overly complicated, but it's something that you obviously need to follow the steps if you want the rescue to work correctly. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. Once the helicopter is set up and everything is done, as far as the basic setup goes, then you set up the rescue. The Neo has to be installed on the helicopter, needs to be parallel with the boom. It doesn't have to be in line with the boom, it just has to be parallel. As you can see on my 480, my it's off to the right a little bit if you're looking from front to back. That does not affect rescue, doesn't affect flight at all. As long as it's parallel with the boom, you're good to go. So what we're going to do here is going to go to the rescue setup. I happen to have that icon on my front screen, as you can see right here with this smiley face. So if I push and hold, it's going to take me to the setup. The first thing you want to do is choose what switch you want to assign rescue to. Okay, so the optional switches, you can choose optional switches. You can choose one and choose whatever switch you want, but the optional switches give you the ability to assign any switch on the radio to the rescue. And the ones that I recommend and the ones that Mikado recommends are going to be the switches on the back, which are the ones that are momentary. And the reason those are is because when you activate rescue, when you let go of that momentary switch, it automatically allows the Neo to reset the rescue. If you set it to a hard switch and then you forget to turn it off after rescue and you try to flip off and flip on again, it may not work. So this is the best way, the most consistent way, and the best way to make sure that the rescue is going to work consistently every time. I chose option switch 1, and then I assigned option switch 1 to my back switch back here. So that's my rescue. Okay, so rescue only. Okay, you got a couple of different options here. Rescue only, beginner mode, and rescue plus beginner. So if you assign the rescue plus beginner, what happens is you put the switch in one position, it's rescue. You put the switch in the opposite position, it's the beginner mode. And the beginner mode will limit throws. Like you go to fly and you just hovering and you try to do a flip, it won't allow you to because it actually limits how much cyclic and how much authority you have over the helicopters. Basically, it's a trainer mode. So you have to make sure you have that off if you don't want a trainer mode. If you do, it's cool. But if you don't, make sure you turn it off. So rescue only is what's been chosen for me. The collective. This number is how hard the helicopter is going to climb after the rescue has been initiated. The higher that number, the faster it'll climb. The lower that number, the slower it'll climb. And then the beginner limit, that's for the beginner mode, and that's how you can set the how much of it you're actually killing as far as the cyclic authority is concerned. It comes starting at 60%, but I'm not using it anyway, so it's not a big deal. The next one is initialization mode. Right now it's set on precision. Okay, so this is a sticking point with a few people. If you initialize a Neo and it jumps up and down and it tells you IMU sensor error or check rescue settings or whatever, that means that the accelerometers inside the Neo, for whatever reason, aren't calibrated. They're not 100% where they need to be in precise mode. So what Mikado has done, instead of your helicopter flying off because you used rescue and didn't know that the accelerometers were crazy, they gave you a warning, which is what's coming on. And then they also gave you the option of switching out of the precise mode into what's called standard mode, and it actually calculates the rescue manually. And the rescue still works, everything works like it's supposed to, but it allows you to get away from that IMU sensor jumping up and down saying that it's wrong, because at that point the accelerometers aren't being affected by the initialization. So you can leave it in precision if it's happening. If you don't, then you can go to standard if you want to. This is the calibration of the horizon. What that is this is going to be the level at which the helicopter rescues after you hit the switch, which means it doesn't have to be a flat surface, it doesn't have to be a level surface, it just needs to be flat. So if the helicopter, when it rescues, it's just going to go out flat when it comes up. If you have it at a tilt, it's going to come out at a tilt. If you have it flat, it'll be flat. That's not a big deal at all. How you set it, it's just that after it rescues is going to dictate exactly how it works. Hover offsets is also part of the beginner mode. So once those things are set and you hit the switch, you're going to notice the swash plate is going to jump.
Rescue start. Rescue ended.
And the rescue is going to work for 4 seconds, either by itself for 4 seconds, or it's going to stop as soon as it realizes the helicopter not the helicopter, but you made a big cyclic move, or you got rid of the actual rescue. You stopped it manually. And that's what the manual stop is when you hit the switch to shut off. I apologize. When you stir your cyclic stick or you collector stick, you move it around, that allows it to stop the rescue and bring it back to the point where you control the helicopter. But otherwise, when you flip the switch, it does it for 4 seconds until it's done. The reason it stopped quickly, because it automatically knew, okay, it's level, it's not out of whack, so it ended the rescue. So that's a quick video on that setup. If you have any questions, hit me up, Instagram. I'm on the forums, Mikado USA as well, 18444 Mikado extension 2. And just message me if you need any help.